Hi there, it's another tarot sesh for Gemini. I'm the Cannastrologer. My name is Abby, and this is another reading for the beginning of October. We're going to say the 1st through the 15th, but energy is timeless. So anytime that you're seeing this, if the message resonates, if the title resonates, then there could be messages for you. Just take it as it resonates. And if it doesn't, then leave it for the next person who it's meant for. We're going to get right into this. Gemini. It was interesting because I've already done an air sign reading for this next batch of readings, and I've been trying to switch it up, but Spirit kept on telling me, nope, do Gemini next, do Gemini next. And so I was like, okay. The song that I had on pre-shuffle for you when I was getting the cards together, it's called Level by the Raconteurs. And some of the lyrics are, my baby's on the level, I try to read her mind. She's on the straight and narrow, I'm guessing all the time. But I can't see the road if I'm looking at the signs. I'm carrying a load and stepping out of line. So this is interesting because it talks about trying to read minds. And it's like it's like a bad boy dealing with a good girl type of energy, right? The partner, like the singer, whatever, storyteller's protagonist, I guess is what he'd be called. Their partner is straightforward, but he feels burdened because he's focusing too much on like external clues and doesn't see the bigger picture of the relationship, of the meaning behind the relationship. And he realizes that he's not on the right path, and that he needs to stop making assumptions, listening to other people, and then start listening to his own intuition. That's what the song is about. So I found that really interesting. So there could be, whether you're the protagonist or you're the partner, I think somebody is realizing that, they've been missing the bigger picture. They're looking at the wrong signs, listening to the wrong people, and they need to stop making assumptions and just go, listen to your own intuition. So let's get into this for Gemini, for their higher peace, power, protection, prosperity, for the greater good. Also, just so you guys know, I've got my personal readings open through about the 3rd week of October. I'm taking the last week. I think there's 5 weeks actually this month, or in October. But I'm taking the last week off because that's when my birthday is. I'm still going to be doing collective readings, but just no personals because that's when I celebrate. So, okay. Ooh, I don't think I've ever had this one. Ancestor Apple. The witch has spoken with your loved ones in spirit and told them how to reach you in gentle, loving ways. When you receive their wisdom, leave them an apple to show your gratitude. So if you have an altar, I suggest putting an apple on your altar as an offering for your ancestors, passed on friends, family, and loved ones. This will make them happy, and it will in turn turn out to be good karma for you. I just had a sneezing fit before I turned on the video too, so forgive me. Okay, so there will be an extended to this reading. We are going to pull some tarot and pull some Witch's Kitchen Oracle, as well as the Queen of the Moon Oracle. This is being recorded on the eve of the Aries full moon. Very interesting energy from this full moon so far. So, and then if you want to catch the extended, all you have to do is follow. I have the extended links in the description below this video. I post my extendeds on 2 platforms. You don't need to purchase both platforms. It's one or the other. It just depends on what audience that you're part of. And so my extendeds are $7.77 for the month, and that's for all of them. You get all extendeds for the month for $7.77, or you can wait a month, because I usually will post the extendeds about 4 weeks later. But if you're one of my followers that likes to get the readings in unison, in order, All right, what do we have for Gemini? And also, if you want a personal, all of my information is in the description below. Okay. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you get notified of all of my upcoming content. And the energy that we have going into the shuffle is the Wheel of Fortune. I like that a lot. So, this is endings and beginnings. And the beginnings are generally fortuitous. So it's like you're realizing, you know, it's like you're closing down things that no longer serve you, behaviors, past relationships, whatever it may be, and you're moving forward. Just like the seasons, you're moving forward along with that energy. It's like growing up, moving on, you know? All right, let's get 3 cards for Gemini, please. Okay. We have 2 cards. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. So, Gemini. First card that flew out was the 4 of Pentacles. So this is, Pentacles are, it's all about money. It's about building and growing and saving. There's this woman, she's looking in the cupboard trying to figure out what it is that she already has and what it is that she needs for recipes or for storage for the winter or fall. Okay. Get out of there. 1 second. Sorry about that. My dog was going into my room. Okay, so anyway, so the 4 of Pentacles is all about, you know, building, growing, but also saving, knowing what you have, taking into account. So this is in the past, recent past, right? I feel like you were in a period of just like taking everything, you know, figuring out what it is that you had and what it is that you still want, what it is that you need to, you know, still do. And it could be a little overwhelming, a little burdensome, but also when you're saving and holding back and, you know, working on your money, it's like almost like manifestation too. But it's taking, I keep on hearing, take everything into account. It's like, what is it? Like when you're putting everything down on a ledger and just, you know, documenting everything, it's kind of like that energy. So then we've got the Tower, which is, it's interesting. I feel like you guys just got out of Tower energy, Gemini, because we just got out of Mercury retrograde mid-September. And then we had 2 weeks of shadow period, which you could still be wrapping up everything that kind of transpired from that time. And that could be what this taking into account, you know, saving what you can and growing, building. Also, 4s, by the way, are about stability. So, you know, you're trying to figure out how to become more stable. Could also specifically mean like, you know, your house, home, 4 corners of the home, that type of energy. But then there's a Tower. So, what's going on, Gemini? Now, the Tower energy is actually Scorpionic energy. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio or have that somewhere strong in your chart. But I feel like, you know, the Tower happens when there's just like something that's beyond your control, chaotic situation, nothing that, you know, you were expecting, but something that you still have to deal with, right? And that's in the present tense right now. So I feel like presently there's something that's happening that's just like taking you by surprise. Or I just heard taking you by storm. Now what's interesting is then we have the 7 of Pentacles. And I said interesting because I believe Scorpio got this card. It was underneath the deck for them. But this talks about planting a new seed, starting new growth, starting a new project. Could even be a relationship that blossoms, you know, grows into something beautiful and abundant and financially abundant as well. But it's like something that's going to take a little bit of time. Now, you could have gotten news about something that like maybe set you back financially, or gotten news about something that just, again, like I said, that you're not expecting. And because of that, it's like you planted seeds for a new project, or, some kind of new partnership, or potentially even with a partner. So Pentacles are Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus energy. You could have that somewhere in your chart or be dealing with one. The Tower, like I said, that's Scorpionic energy, so that's Scorpio. And then underneath the deck, we've got the Chariot. And the Chariot is Cancer energy, but this talks about, travel, moving from point A to point B, also fast-moving momentum. So you could be traveling somewhere or wanting to travel somewhere. It shows the picture of a woman with a bunch of kids in the car. So you could be dealing with like you could be a mother or a woman with children, or you could be dealing with a woman with children. Take it as it resonates. But it's like wanting to move, like moving in this direction, moving somewhere. Could also be like travel, taking vacation, something like that. Maybe you're getting news of that. But I feel like ultimately this is a message of, you are taking into account something, wanting to grow. Ooh, I also just noticed something. Ancestor apple, and then we've got apples on this card. So it's like you're taking into account of everything that you have, wanting to grow and build. Something throws a wrench in the system, right? Or takes you by surprise. Towers aren't necessarily bad, they're just unexpected. The silver lining to towers is, once one happens, everything crumbles to the ground, but so that it can be built up again on more stable foundation. And then once that builds back up, that's where this planting of the seed happens, the apple. She's literally like holding apples. Like, I'm not even joking. I feel like in order for you to get through this tower moment, you need to offer an apple to your ancestors. It's right there. Offer an apple to your ancestors, put it on your altar, and ask them to help you get through whatever this is. So, and I feel like once you do that, it's going to be fast moving momentum. Seriously? Bro. Anyway. It'll be fast moving momentum, quick moving energy. All right, we will clarify those cards in the extended reading, but first we are going to pull Witch's Kitchen Oracle card. It's going to trip me out if the apple card falls out. I'm not even joking, because there is one in here. That'd be funny. It's interesting too, because the song talks about she's on the straight and narrow, I'm guessing, all the time, but I can't see the road if I'm looking at the signs that I'm carrying a load and stepping out of line. So it's like, it's almost like he's driving, and then this chariot energy, she's driving in a car. All right, Gemini, please. Higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity. I just got to, like, this tower moment could be like you get a message from somebody and it's like shocking news that you weren't expecting, but it's because you were looking at things in a completely different way. It was like you were listening to other people and not to your own intuition. Meanwhile, the apple of your eye is, this is who you should be building and growing with. And I feel that you will. It's in the future position, but it's like you have to see the bigger picture. If any of this resonates at all, make sure you drop a comment in the comments below. I love to get feedback, so please give me some feedback. Underneath the deck, we've got mustard, faith. So this talks about having faith in the situation, especially during a tower moment. It's just, holding the faith, realizing and knowing, having that belief within you, knowing that everything is going to be okay. You just have to make it to the other side. Gotta have faith. Top of the deck, elderflower, warding. So, I was just seeing if Apple was anywhere near, because that would have been funny. Elderflower, this talks about black elderberry, which is a fantastic, like I talk about black elderberry all the time. Elderflower is, and black elderberries are a fantastic, it's not an herb, it's a flower and a berry, but it helps you with illness. Like if you start to feel yourself getting sick, under the weather, always reach for black elderberry. Fantastic for helping your immune system and warding off any kind of negative or bad energy. So let's read the cards on this real quick. So defend, protect, I'll guard you well, and ward off any misused spell. Fairy secrets hidden deep, ancient magic's yours to keep. This magic has worked with harm to none, so mote it be there it is done. Steeped in mystery and superstition, my ancient history is shared amongst the British hedgerows. Protected by the elder mother who resides in the trunk of my tree, I will ward off evil spirits and protect your home from misfortune if I'm planted near the threshold. The powerful warding property of my leaves will assist in breaking spells cast against you and undo any harmful intentions. Allow me to deflect any ill will as I defend your magical honor. As you sleep deeply beneath the canopy of my white, lacy, fragrant flowers, you are invited into a parallel existence into the mystical dimension of the fairies, who are fundamental to your spell work at this time. The nature spirits will ward off any negative beliefs that are blocking you as you harness your natural magical abilities. So a cordial used for flu, to increase sweating and sinusitis. Basically, just go to the store. They have black elderberry everywhere. But yeah, so this is talking about, if there's any ill will cast against you, it deflects it. Any negative energy, such as illness, sickness, it helps with immunity, boosts your immunity. So check into that if you're feeling under the weather. There's a lot of people getting sick right now, so this could just be like a health card. But also, any kind of like evil eye that's being cast against you, this is going to help protect you against that. So then we have mustard, faith. Disbelief and mistrust, my seeds will help you to adjust. Trust, believe, for it is true. One seed returns your faith to you. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be there it is done. So a lack of belief has stripped you of your confidence when it comes to performing magic. If only you could believe what others already perceive as being very real indeed. Mistrust has led you blindly to the point you find yourself at now, and hope and expectations fail you. Allow me to instill a little faith in you with the power of just one seed, which, when used as an amulet, brings assurance and success. My pungent flavor transforms the blandest of dishes, for a little mustard can work a whole lot of magic. My white seeds are considered powerful guardians of protection from both physical and spiritual harm. Scattering my black seeds will disrupt the actions of those who are vexatious. Time to trust in both the seen and unseen, betwixt and between, as your faith in the old ways returns. So, some of you may have lost faith, whether it's in, the spiritual world, or just faith in self. And so it's saying call for mustard, and know that the faith is coming back. It's a belief, you have to believe. And I feel that you're losing that faith because of all the chaos that's been happening, right? Like, how can all this be happening to me? Well, everything happens for a reason, and the reason is for you to learn from it. You got to learn from it. I always say it all the time, but it's like the lessons become the blessings, right? So you have to go through these chaotic, dark times, as crazy as they are, so that you can come out in the end wiser and stronger and, armed with with new information that helps you develop into a better person, right? When you come out on the other side, that's when you're able to plant these seeds for new growth and new abundance. And that's what this is talking about, okay? Once you do, again, I feel like, this is going to be very fast-moving action. Again, you put that apple on the altar for your spirits. That may help also bring back your faith, because then you'll start to see things move forward. You got to look at the bigger picture. You haven't been on the right path. You need to stop making assumptions and listen to your own intuition. Believe in yourself. Have self-faith. Maybe some of you are looking at like your partner, or even if you're not with somebody, like somebody around you, and it seems like, how does it seem like they're so goody-goody, or they always get everything that they want, or they're so lucky? Well, it's because they are doing all the things that they need to do in order to, stay on that path. It's staying on the path of, I don't want to say righteousness, but, just having faith and having belief in magic and spirits and all of that. Like, it's not easy. You have to practice. It's something that you have to practice constantly. It's like drinking. If somebody is giving up drinking, it's like you have to practice that every single day not to drink, right? It gets easier, right? But it's like a conscious thing, right? And it's like that for anything within the spiritual realm as well. You have to constantly, pray at your altar, or do rituals, or do your spells, or, for tarot, for instance, it's like I have to consistently stay up, practicing with my tarot. It's one of those things that it becomes part of you. One more. Wow, we're already at 22 minutes. We're almost done. All right, underneath the deck, number 32, trust. Yeah, see, you gotta have faith. You gotta trust that what's happening is for your greater good. It's the egg moon, number 32. So somebody could be 32 years old, or 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 is a change of direction, which is exactly what a tower moment will do to you. But it's, again, it's for the greater good, right? It's to put you on the right path. Like the song was talking about not being on the right path. This is to put you on the right path. It's like a shift, a change, right? Change of direction. Top of the deck, number 30, purity, snow moon. I feel like this is how you look at your partner, or the apple of your eye, somebody that you have your eye on. Like they're, that they have a certain amount of purity about them. This also could be you. We're going to read these just real quick. Okay, purity. Look for the simplest and cleanest solution. Understand your motives for doing what you're doing. Be as clear as possible in your communication. I know why I do what I do. The word purity now seems to have a kind of loaded moral quality. For example, the purity of virgins, the purity of no sex before marriage, the purity of celibacy, the purity of bloodline, or certain extreme right-wing groups. No wonder we use the word with some trepidation. The purity recognized here in this card is that of the silver moon on the unmarked snow. The simple purity of intention that nature demonstrates. It's the purity of clean water in a mountain stream, the purity of one single purpose. It defines this kind of purity as being clean or free from harmful substances. So it's like, being pure from any toxicities in your life. It doesn't have to be alcohol or drugs, but it can be like, just negative mindsets, negative people around you. It's like keeping yourself clean, keeping yourself on the straight and narrow. My baby's on the level. I try to read her mind. She's on the straight and narrow. Like, yeah, it's like being on the straight and narrow. And it's wanting to be on that same path, wanting to walk that same straight and narrow path. Purity. There are good reasons to strive for a kind of positive purity in our lives. Being precise with our language and as clear as we can be in our communications means fewer miscommunications and misunderstandings in our relationships and work life. Keeping our intentions pure and untainted with lower energies such as jealousy, revenge, or unworthiness as much as possible means that our motivations are pure and not muddy in their reasoning. Companion stone or metal, clear quartz. Do I have one? Yes, I do. So, clear quartz. I don't know if it's going to focus, but there we go. Quartz is great. It helps strengthen the powers of any crystals around it. Okay, so then 32. You guys could be like 2 years apart from each other. Trust. Trust yourself, develop self-trust, and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. Begin to plan carefully for the future. It is the beginning, and I trust myself in all things. So self-trust is far more than a flashy show of confidence. It's deeper and farther reaching than that. It is a security at the very core that no matter what, our wisdom matters and it is best. So self-trust is a full acceptance of self. As accepting oneself becomes easier, thus self-trust will begin to shine. This gives great momentum to anything that we choose to tackle or do. So it's like trust that by going towards this pure path, trying to do things more on the straight and narrow, that you're doing the right thing. You know, Spirit's calling for you to bring in elderberry, black elderberry, whatever, to ward off any negativity that can potentially keep you off that path. And then use mustard seed to have faith that, knowing that, you are on the right path, and the seeds that you plant now are going to be able to definitely fulfill and bring about a certain amount of abundance. But you have to have faith in your ancestors and the people, your spirit guides surrounding you. I said people, but it's, your spirits surrounding you. And so that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that you guys followed along with this. Like, I get it. I understand what I'm saying. I just hope that you understand what I'm saying. That said, there will be an extended. So as you know, it's Together We Grow. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. As always, I really appreciate your time and energy reading for you, and I look forward to reading for you again. So I'll see you guys on the flip side, and catch you over in the extendeds. Y'all take care. Peace.